idea is that when we are done here today, you'll have a better understanding of opportunity zones, some clarity of these unknowns, as well as why the interest in this topic. So with that said, I'm going to pass the mic to Joshua, and he'll start us off.
Thank you. Josh Burroughs, partner with Urban Catalyst, and just want to say thank you again for having me today to share a little bit about our fund and our business plan and the Opportunity Zone program. Lots of misinformation out there, so hopefully we can clarify some of that for you today. So who here has, before the event today, heard about Opportunity Zones, Opportunity Funds? Okay, sounds good. Most of the room. To back up a little bit, so this was something that's been in process for, let's call it 5 to 6 years. This was Sean Parker's brainchild with his think tank in Washington, D.C., EIG. And he spent the last 5 to 6 years working with both sides of the aisle in Congress to come up with a way to harness and utilize all this pent-up capital gain potential that's on the market. People with stocks that haven't sold, people with properties that refuse to sell. How do you incentivize money on the sidelines to transact? And how do we use those dollars and funnel them into certain economic areas around the country as a jobs and economic development program? And so that's where this legislation came out and finally was approved and signed into law with the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. And each governor of each state got to basically circle and identify 25% of their census tracts that were qualified as opportunity zones. And the city of San Jose was very aggressive in making sure that our downtown San Jose, downtown core area in particular, was included in that. And we got almost all of our census tracts in the downtown core, in the zone, as they say. So we're very excited about that. So what are the incentives for the investor? Again, this is anyone with a capital gain. So you sold stock, you sold a property, you sold your business, and you created a capital gain for yourself that, congratulations, you owe taxes on. And if you move those dollars, the gain that you made from your investment within 180 days of the sale event into a qualified fund, that's the vehicle, there's some tax benefits for you. And the goal was to get money off the sidelines quickly, let's call it this calendar year, and into these zones as fast as possible to produce jobs and make economic development. So the benefits are that tax bill you're going to pay, you don't have to pay that for 7 years. And then when you finally do pay that tax bill in year 7, there's a 15% discount on that tax bill. Now, the biggest incentive, though, is if you hold in a fund, so you're turning into a long-term investor in this economic area, you don't pay any federal taxes on the profits you make from that fund investment. So that's the incentive for you to be a long-term investor when most folks like to get in and out of investments and make your profits quickly. So this is the incentive for you to be a long-term, caretaker type investor. Now there's some things that we have to do as a qualified fund to be qualified and protect your investment and the tax benefits. The first is, once your money comes into a qualified fund, we have to deploy it in qualified property within 31 months. So that's buying land, we have to spend it in qualified areas, and 90% of those dollars that come into the fund. And then we have another 30 months after that to substantially improve on the property. So substantially improve, to get technical, is a 1-to-1 basis on the value of the existing improvements. So a unique thing in the San Jose Opportunity Zone is most of the value, and when you purchase property here, is in the land, not so much on the above ground improvements. So that threshold is actually easier to meet in the San Jose Opportunity Zone than other opportunity zones around the country. So let's say we buy a property downtown that we're going to do a residential tower on, and there's an existing 2-story building. We'd have to spend at least the value of that existing 2-story building to meet that requirement to be a qualified fund. So San Jose is kind of a unique animal in that, for that aspect. Is everyone here familiar with 1031 exchanges in real estate? So that's probably the closest equivalent to what most people are familiar with as far as a tax deferral type program. So in a 1031, you're selling your property and you want to have a tax deferral by exchanging the sale proceeds into a property or equal or greater value. So that's you moving your basis and your gain into a new project or a new property. With opportunity funds, you actually keep your basis, your original investment, and you only have to move your gain, the profit you made, into an opportunity fund. And you don't have to move the whole gain. So you can do all of it or a portion of it. So it's just a little bit more nuanced, but a little more flexible than a 1031 exchange. I don't know if everybody can see this, but here is the downtown San Jose opportunity zones. You can see they're broken up into census tracts. And Kelly will probably get into a little bit more about the details of this, but our other zones are near where the Five Wounds BART station is going, the San Jose airport. We have an industrial zone near where Spartan Stadium is, the East Ridge Mall area, and then a couple tracts that we actually did not lobby for on the east side. About half of San Jose State is not in it, and we did not get this convention center tract in there either. But most of the downtown core is in there. And here's a blow up of the downtown core boundary. So everything inside the black line is the downtown opportunity zone, flanked by San Jose State to the east and City Hall. You have Google outside of the opportunity zone at Diridon Station, where you have the BART station going in, that's in the zone, and parts of the SOFA district and south of San Jose State as well. So it also, most of our downtown core boundary, where the city has basically allowed for all sorts of different types of development. So you can do hotels, you can do residential, you can do office, and the city has streamlined the entire entitlement process and put some infrastructure, paperwork-wise, in place so that you can move projects through quickly. So that's another reason why the downtown zone is so interesting as far as the national landscape, because there's some timing hurdles for your investment in an opportunity fund. So San Jose is poised to capture a lot of that investment from across the country, investors across the country. This is our first project. You can see the Bank of Italy. This is on First Street and Fountain Alley. So this is the old Lido nightclub and parking lot there. It's a two-story building there today. So we're proposing to do a 60,000-foot office building over 10,000 feet of retail, and it'll be an office building right near the BART station. And we're really looking to do 4 or 5 of these medium-sized office buildings to kind of capture that small to medium-sized business need in the downtown core, add the diversity really for our downtown businesses. We also have in our pipeline a 400-unit residential building. We're going to be doing some senior housing, student housing. We have a hotel in our hopper as well, and 2 or 3 more office projects. So we're highly excited about the downtown San Jose opportunity zone and the transformation that this can help bring by accelerating investment into downtown San Jose. Thank you.